Achieving net zero is critical for India's future growth plans and for its climate resilience objectives. But to do so, it needs not just a lot of capital, it calls for scientific rigor, it calls for bold vision. And my guest on today's episode of C-Suite Conversations by Marksmen Daily embodies exactly that. I'll be speaking with Dr. Sunit Tyagi, who's the MD and founder of InSolare Energy and whose work straddles AI, green hydrogen, solar, and so much more as he builds out a critical piece of the India growth puzzle. Founded in 2009, InSolare Energy is a leading renewable energy provider that seeks to power a net zero future with innovative renewable energy solutions. The numbers speak for themselves. With over 16 plus years of experience and 1 plus gigawatt of expertise in solar engineering, procurement and construction, and over 60 plus patents driven by a team of renowned research experts, InSolare delivers high-performance solar, hybrid and green hydrogen solutions that create measurable impact across industries. Founded by visionary leaders, InSolare brings together a team of 400 plus technologists, engineers and innovators who blend deep expertise with next generation technology. As a result, their work spans solar parks, canal top systems, floating solar and energy storage, as well as a focus on emerging technologies like green hydrogen. With over 150 plus satisfied clients, InSolare goes beyond building infrastructure. Instead, they enable energy dependence and drive innovation, ultimately aiming to create a resilient and sustainable future for all. Marksmen Daily presents C-Suite Conversations. Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of C-Suite Conversations. Seated alongside me is Dr. Sunit Tyagi. He's the MD and founder of InSolare Energy. Dr. Tyagi, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having us.
So Dr. Tyagi, given your extensive experience when it comes to semiconductor technology, we're seeing a lot of AI and advanced data analytics being applied to renewable energy. How do you see that addressing the challenge of operational efficiencies, particularly that of intermittency?
Absolutely. Renewable energy in general is in firm power. They vary. Solar can go up and down very quickly with the cloud passing, and wind comes in and goes with the breeze during the day. So the infirmity of renewable energy actually is a big concern for the grid. The need for a smart grid, smartness in this case is the technology you refer to, AI. It has to go from how the generator, which is the renewable energy generator, promises to the grid what will come next in the next 10-15 minutes or more. And it also comes from the standpoint of the overall system grid. India has the world's largest single grid operating together. You can imagine the whole span of India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and across the breadth of it is on a one single grid controlled like a perfect machine. To keep that going while introducing these new and variable power sources is a concern. How much of battery can be brought into the thing depends on the capital, but may be needed in order to stabilize the grid at certain places for its voltage, for its frequency, for how the current is flowing within the grid. All of these are dependent on AI. And there's a lot of work being done, great work done at the coordination at the government level and entrepreneurial companies, including us. We do our generation, we have to do the prediction, we have to do the control so that the grid stays stable. Just last year, there was a blackout in Spain, which took place due to variabilities of the grid instability. We cannot afford that, we don't want that, and AI will help us significantly.
So you've been on the record previously, Doctor, as saying that there are 3 key hurdles when it comes to achieving global net zero. That being technology, you're talking about finance, you're talking about the lack of ambition. I have to ask you, which of these 3 do you think is the most difficult for InSolare to influence, and how do you approach that?
Very good question. Yes, indeed, net zero is a necessity. And we think first about ambition. If we set our goals too low, they are achievable, but then they are not solving the problem. Net zero as an ambition for the global net zero solution has taken a hit many a times due to lack of ambition. At InSolare, we challenge ourselves to innovate every day, It's not the ambition which limits us. Comes the question which you talked about, technology.
Yeah.
And there again, we are bringing in new skills, new thought, new people, new energy to solve the most difficult problems. As an EPC company, we have 5% of our team working on R&D. That's unheard of, not only in India, elsewhere also. Because people presume that engineering is only about go do the task, dig a hole, connect it. So technology is also, in our case, under our control, and we are happy with that. Finance is something where convincing the financiers about the need for the scale, the need to prove out new technologies and give them the comfort. That's where there's a chasm, if you will, between what could be proven or convincing to a VC, which could be a small paper solution, to actually making it deliver into a large-scale project. That chasm has to be, finance has to come to bear in it. As a project company, we keep on doing that. We keep on taking new challenging projects and convincing our investor partners that this is the way to do it. We are doing it in green hydrogen, in green ammonia, and we are also we have won the largest BESS project to be done in India, 1.2 gigawatt hours. So we take our confidence in technology, take it across to the large scale, and that will make the finance follow. So our challenge is finance, our ambition and our confidence lets us convince them.
So you had a stint at Intel before you struck out as an entrepreneur. What are some of the most valuable lessons you learned from that which stood you in good stead through your stint at InSolare?
Definitely. My partners and I are both from semiconductor industry.
Okay.
Me from Intel, they are from ON Semiconductor, and Navsheel is also from Intel. In the semiconductor hardware, there is no going back to fix an issue. You don't have an easy bandage possible.
So true.
And that means you don't make a mistake time zero.
Get it right first time.
Get it right first time, because that's the only chance. When you make a mistake, it costs you millions of dollars, etc. So that part of quality, along with the execution focus to see whether we are doing it correctly, we're doing it right the first time, is ingrained into my thinking and my partner's thinking also. As a company, again, an engineering projects company, we use a separate quality department to provide the oversight and corrective things so that we do not have the client getting to see any issues. So quality and discipline, those two have to be there in order to get execution correctly, and that's what we focus on.
Before I let you go, Doctor, one last quick question for you. Given your role, given your vantage point at InSolare, I'm sure you have to take a lot of decisions. How much of that comes down to data and rigorous analysis, and how much of that comes down to gut feel?
We are quite a bit of data-driven folks, but business, like you put it, the business ecosystem does not provide all data all the time. We got to take the gut calls. And we made some good and some bad ones. But
they even out in the long run.
They even out in the long term. But as a leader, it's often said that you need to know decisively. Otherwise, without a vision, the team does not know which direction to go.
Right.
And that call in ambiguity is what the leadership demands. And it's important to do that with the clarity which you can bring to the table. Data helps. That is important.
Perfect. Dr. Tyagi, thanks so much for chatting with us today. It was a pleasure having you on this episode of CSuiteConversations.
Thanks so much for having us.
My conversation today then with Dr. Tyagi is ample evidence that when it comes to renewable energy, what you need is to marry scientific rigor with disciplined execution. And in doing so, he has laid out the blueprint that all founders can follow when they're looking to try to achieve global net zero. All you need to do is marry cutting-edge technology and use it to address real-world EPC problems. Thanks for watching this episode of C-Suite Conversations by Marksmen Daily. I'll see you in the next one.